Hello again. Ireland is, by all accounts, changing almost day by day at the moment. Some attribute the astonishing rapidity of the changes to having an Indian homosexual in charge of the country, while others think that it is the close proximity to Britain which is responsible for the dizzying speed with which this nation has been altered out of all recognition. After all, Britain is next door to Ireland, and our experiences with mass immigration might well have had a knock-on effect on the Republic. The citizens there might have looked at all the exciting things which have been going on here over the last 25 years and felt envious, believing perhaps that they were missing out on the benefits which have accrued to our own country as multiculturalism tightens its grip. I mean, why wouldn't they want to change Dublin in the way that London has been changed in recent years? Only kidding. Actually, I have no idea at all why Ireland is forging along such a path, dismantling their Celtic culture in favour of a heady mixture of Islam and the traditions of West Africa. Talking of Islam, it seems that in Galway City, which is in the far west of Ireland, the Gaeltacht, that part of where Gaelic is still spoken as a vernacular tongue, the most common name for boys born last year was Mohammed. Seriously, the very heart of Gaelic culture and language, and Islam now has more influence than Catholicism. There is something terrifying about this. The Celtic fringe, where all the old traditions of Britain and Ireland, which existed before the coming of the Angles and Saxons, linger on, is now falling, and unless something is done within a generation, the Irish language and distinctive traditions will simply be lost forever. Shocking. In Britain, of course, we are used to watching our own culture being trashed by the foreigners who have been arriving in ever-increasing numbers over the last few years. The strategy used by the government of this country and their agents is simply to pretend that Britain has always been multiracial and that there is nothing new about Mohammed being a popular boy's name. In the description to this video, I give a link to a release from the Office of National Statistics from 2016, which reports that Mohammed in various spellings was the most popular name for baby boys in the whole of Britain, which many people found alarming. The ONS, a government agency, sought to allay such fears by saying that, and I quote, "The appearance of Mohammed in the top 100 is not such a new phenomenon. The first time this name entered the top 100 was in 1924. This was not a blip, as the name has featured in the top 100 most popular names for boys every 10 years from 1924 to 1994. This is such a surprising bit of news that many of us find it little short of unbelievable. I have to say I struggle to believe it myself, and it really does look like a piece of barefaced and untruthful propaganda. Looking at the list of the 100 most popular boys' names which the ONS provides tells us that according to them, in 1924, Mohammed was a more popular name for boys in this country than Graham. In 1934, Mohammed was a more popular name for baby boys than Andrew, Sidney, Ralph, Daniel, Stephen or Hugh. I wonder how likely that sounds to viewers. To me, it sounds frankly incredible, and although I'm not a statistician and do not have access to those records which were apparently consulted, it would take an awful lot to persuade me that this is true.